Hey there, in today's video, I'm going to tell you a story about the wolves. In my work with clients over the years, one of the more common behaviors that they come in with that we want to work with is this habit of worrying and thinking about worst case scenario. Are you guilty of that? Do you do that? It's horrible, and it becomes an emotional addiction, which is another video. If you haven't watched that one, please check out. Links in the bottom in the description here. But this idea of ruminating over negativity and worry, it becomes a habit, and it's a real buzzkill, let me tell you. So first of all, we talk about the fact that when you're worrying about something, you're not in the present moment, right? You're either reliving something that happened before that you're upset about, or you're freaking out about something that could happen that hasn't happened, and you're pretending like it happened and it feels like it happened. It's awful either way. So when I have clients that come to me with this, here's the story I like to tell them. And this is the kind of a story that you sort of derive your own meaning from this, after we've had this talk about, the fact that when you're worried about worst case scenario, or you're ruminating over some negative thing over and over and over, that's not really what's going on. There's something else going on here. So I'm not going to define this story. I'm not going to give you the moral of the story. You're going to be able to figure this out yourself if you are ready for this. So the only thing you need to do in order to get the value out of the story, to be able to read between the lines, so to speak, is to just pretend with me here for a moment that you have been awarded a grand prize. Okay? That's all you got to do. Just pretend that you won this big prize. And as you listen to this story, go ahead and, kick back, close your eyes, and just listen to the story. It's story time for you. Okay, so here you are. You have just been awarded this fantastic prize, and it happens to be a day all to yourself. Now, if you work, you're still going to get paid for being away for this day, maybe even double, but that's not the prize. The prize is that you get a full day doing your favorite thing in the world, spending time out in nature. Now, what is so spectacular about this is that you get to choose the kind of forest you like to be in. And I'm picking forest for the story, but you may like to be in a tropical area. It doesn't matter, you decide. But for the purposes of my story, we're going to go to a beautiful forest. Now, you get to create this forest any way you want it to be. And in my forest, the temperature is always just perfect. In my forest, there are no unwanted kinds of insects. Now, maybe you like insects, and your forest will have the kind of insects that you like. I have butterflies in mine. I have beautiful fuzzy little caterpillars in mine. But the thing I love about this day that you are being granted is that you get to spend your whole day in this forest. So there you are. You've got your belongings with you. You've packed your favorite thing to eat for lunch. You parked your car and you're getting out, and you're going to begin this journey in this beautiful, beautiful gift of a day. It's gorgeous out here. The trees and the foliage, everything's so healthy, so vibrant. And as you begin exploring, you can just feel the air. You can smell the pine in the air. That smell. And sometimes even, when you get deep enough into the forest, you can smell that loamy soil. And there's just something about it. And it's so beautiful, because here in this forest, on one hand, it's so still. It's so quiet. But on the other hand, you know that this forest is absolutely teeming with life. And you see it all around you. There's beautiful little animals. Perhaps you see the deer, and they're not afraid of you at all, because, this is your forest. You get to make them as friendly as you want. Perhaps you have birds or squirrels or chipmunks, walking right up to you and sitting on your lap. And everything's just so beautiful, so peaceful. Maybe heavenly would be a good word to use for this description. And, you're leaning against a tree, enjoying your delicious lunch, and you can hear the sound of that little river off in a distance. And maybe you feel like going down to the water and just taking off your shoes and socks and wading through the water a little bit. Maybe it's a beautiful river that's calm enough and just perfect for you to take a little dip. You know what? You get to do what you want. It's your beautiful gift to be in this forest for this day. So you spend your time, you explore, you appreciate the beauty, and you are in the constant state of reminding yourself about gratitude and appreciation and how beautiful life is. But you realize it's kind of getting on in the afternoon. You notice the shadows getting a little bit longer on the trees there. And so you kind of start to circle back. You're going to head back to where you parked your car, and you feel good. You feel complete. You have thoroughly enjoyed every moment of this day. It's been absolutely perfect. And as you're coming out of the forest, you walk into this meadow, and it's a beautiful meadow. Have you seen those meadows where there are those tiny little daisies? They're little white ones. They're just tiny, but sometimes in certain parts of the forest, they're all over the place. And that's where you are now. You've walked out of the forest, you're away from the trees, and you're standing in the middle of the meadow, right? This beautiful little field of daisies. And it's just quiet. It's quiet. It's peaceful. But then you hear a snap, like a twig snapping. And you kind of turn around and you look behind you and you see there on the perimeter of this little meadow of grass there, right? This little field of grass, between that and the forest, you see a wolf. And it's a big one. And he's staring at you. And he's kind of growling. He's kind of snarling at you. He's, got a little growly snarling thing going on there. And he's sort of hunched down. He's got one front leg off the ground just a bit. Then you hear another snap behind you, and you turn around and you look behind you, and there's another one even bigger than the first one. And you think at first, well, isn't that interesting? Two wolves opposite each other, and here I am standing in the middle of this meadow. And then you start to look around the perimeter of the meadow all the way around, and what you realize is that you are absolutely surrounded by wolves. And every single one of them is target locked on you. They've got you in their focus. And they're not looking like playful puppy dogs at this point. And here you are, you're in the center of this meadow. You've got no weapon. There's no tree to climb, right? You've got your backpack full of, empty containers from lunch. That's all you've got with you. So here you are, you're standing in the middle of this. You are surrounded by these wolves. And here's the question. This is the question of the day. What is the very best thing for you to do right here and now? In this situation, what is the absolutely best thing for you to do? And there is a best answer. So think about that for a moment. When I ask this to my clients, I get a lot of good answers from a lot of people that are really contemplating this. But I want you to just think to yourself, what would you do? What would you do? What is the very, very best thing that you can do right now? I'm going to give you a moment to just sort of contemplate that, maybe roll around all those options. And if you are ready, I'm going to tell you what the very best answer for that is. You ready? Here's the answer. The best thing you can do right now: stop pretending. It's not real. Did you catch yourself? Can you see how we get so emotionally wrapped up in things that are scary and frightening, that are not even real? And yet we get trapped in the illusion that they are real, that we are in danger and there is no escape. And it is an absolutely horrifying experience. Stop pretending. Whatever you are worrying about, whatever you are ruminating over, it's not happening. There are no wolves. That's all you got to do. Stop pretending. Right? Easier said than done. I know. But for those of you that are my hypnosis clients or my self-hypnosis students, this may very well be an area that you would want to work on. If you have the consistent behavior of worrying about things, of ruminating over negative, frightening things that did happen or could happen, then you know what? This story will serve as a really good illustration for you to start reminding yourself there are no wolves. All you got to do is stop pretending. I hope you enjoyed that story. I hope it made an impression on you. I have embellished that story a lot. I read about this in a book that a woman referred. She was referencing it from another book that she read. So I'm sorry, I cannot give you the original creator of that story. If you know who it was, let me know, and I will definitely credit that person. But I just think it is a fantastic illustration of what we do to ourselves. You know, we get so caught up in things that are not real. So if you're ready to embark on your self-hypnosis journey, you know what? I have a course that you can take. I've got a book you can read, or you can work with me. And if you like to work with other people, you can get certified as a hypnotist and help other people with this kind of work. And I'll leave all of that information below in the description. In the meantime, if you catch yourself feeling worried and upset, you know, jumping back into worst case scenario, all you have to do is stop pretending. It's just that easy. See you at the next go round.